Okay, let's start now. Okay, my topic for today is quality control of medicines and the role of quality control laboratory for these medicines. I will begin my presentation with one saying of Paracelsus in year 1493, 1541, which say, all substances are poisons. There is none which is not a poison. The right dose differentiated a poison and remedied. What is the criteria for one medicine to use for human? There are three criteria: to have good quality, to be safe and effective. Quality assurance of medicine contributed in public health, enabled standard of health care. Based in WHO recommendations, quality assurance of medicines achieved through first, development of norms, standards, and guidance of Food and Drug Administration, European Medicine Agency, quality WHO quality control and quality assurance of medicine. Second, development of international pharmacopoeia, creation of international chemical reference substances which should use for comparing of results of standards with other results of testing. Cooperation with different stakeholders. Quality control of medicines in control lab should have management and technical personnel, management of responsibilities for technical operations, and provision of necessary resources to ensure required quality laboratory operation, policies and procedures in country to ensure the first confidentiality of information containing the marketing authorization, transfer the results of reports, protection of data in archive, and this depends if archive has later or electronically storage. Why is necessary to have management and technical personnel? Personnel in a laboratory for quality control of medicines, for which we are talking, is very important because the personnel is one key point for good results in laboratory control. The first of all, we need to clarify well what is quality, because we use randomly quality control, but need to have a very good clarification about the definition of quality. Quality refers to the characteristics of a product from the quality and the other points of characteristics points of view. Control means the procedures with which decision can be made as to whether the quality of the medicines conforms to previously defined standards. Quality control is not limited to the laboratory operation, but to all exponential factors of the pharmaceutical service related to the quality of drugs. Quality of medicines ensure from managerial and technical activity of quality system. These include ensuring good manufacturing practice, good distribution practice, evaluation of documentation of products, performing and reviewing of laboratory testing of quality control, and monitoring of medicines performance. Why we should have ensuring GMP? Because we should check everything if is implemented like good manufacturing practice manual. Why is it important good distribution practices? Because from the distribution of medicines depend and quality of medicines, because the condition during the distribution impact in quality of medicines. Laboratories today are in some countries special institution, or is included in national agencies together with other departments for a regulatory system of medicines in one country. The quality of medicines has evolved gradually, as the medicines are very old, maybe as old as mankind. And this we can mention mithridate, also known as mithridatum or mithridaticum, is a semi-mythical remedy with as many as 65 ingredients used as an antidote for poisoning, and said to have been created by Mithridates VI, Eupator of Pontus in the 1st century before Christ. It was one of the most complex and highly sought after drugs during the Middle Ages and Renaissance, particularly in Italy and France, where it was in continued use for centuries. Other instrument used in laboratory is and pharmacopoeia. The first pharmacopoeia was the European pharmacopoeia, issued in the 16th century. First Spanish pharmacopoeia issued in year 1581. London pharmacopoeia, established in England, was in year 1618 and prepared the standards for the manufacturers of Mithridatum. The responsibility of Pharmacopoeia Commission is the protection of the public health related to the medicines against error, ignorance, or fraud. This responsibility defined from the standards must meet the medicines offered for the human use and the methods used for the compatibility assessment. Pharmacopoeia used for ensuring safety of medicines used for human use, except Pharmacopoeia for safety of medicines also are using control by legislation over the training and practice of pharmacists, control about the amounts of certain medicines with the prescription of doctors, control about the amounts of medicines sold from pharmacists, especially in EU countries, for all medicines except a small number, inspection of manufacturer of medicines for their conditions of production according to GMP, inspection and evaluation from the experts of formulation produced from the manufacturer, registration procedures of the medicines for sale, and testing of medicine sample post-marketing in laboratory control. Pharmacopoeia used today are European Pharmacopoeia, United States Pharmacopoeia, British Pharmacopoeia, which are using in every country because has not territorial limits for application. Also has a national pharmacopoeia, which some countries has established their pharmacopoeia, and this is licensed from the international agency like EMA or WHO. Pharmacopoeia contains monographs on pharmaceutical preparation and methods for their testing. Time after time, European Commission performs a review of monographs and can make some changes of monographs of the European Pharmacopoeia. Depend from the new molecules which are using now in pharmaceutical products. It is claimed that the pharmacopoeia has a valid regulatory function to perform, which is not incompatible with but complementary to that of registration system. What is the mission of Pharmacopoeia? The purpose of the European Pharmacopoeia is to promote public health by the provision of recognized common standards for the quality of medicines components. Such standards are to be appropriate as a basis for the safe use of medicines by patients. In addition, their existence facilitated the free movement of medicinal products in Europe and beyond. European Pharmacopoeia monographs and other texts are designed to be appropriate to the needs of 1. Regulatory authorities, 2. Those engaged in the quality control of medicinal products and their constituents, 3. Manufacturers of medicinal products and their individual components. The European Pharmacopoeia is widely used internationally. As globalization and expansion in international trade present a growing need to develop global quality standards for medicines, the Commission works closely with all the users of the Pharmacopoeia worldwide. Why need quality control of medicines? The history of using of human medicines show us that we need to perform quality control of medicine because we have, in some cases, very bad experience for using of medicines. And if we refer the saying of Paracelsus that I start my presentation, this is important because the medicines has not only benefit, but have and the risk. And to avoid this risk for health of population, we should have quality control of medicines and during the their medicines are in the market. Year 1937, over 100 people in the United States of America died of diethyl glycol poison following the use of sulfanilamide elixir, which used the chemical as a solvent without any safety testing. The second situation is thalidomide, because I think everybody knows the history of thalidomide. Sale in the first in the Western Germany in year 1956. Years 1958 to 1960, the thalidomide was presented in 46 countries, estimated 10,000 babies born with the phocomelia and other deformities, especially in their limbs. This case made possible strengthening and reshape the regulatory system in different countries. After these stories, the UK in 1963 committee established a committee on the safety of drugs and have voluntary reporting of adverse drug reaction. USA in 1962 passed by Congress Food and Drug Administration to approve all new medicines applications for the first time and should be safe and effective all medicines for using of population. 1975, European Community introduced two Council's directives. The first directives was the approximation of the laws of member states relating to analytical, pharmacotoxicological, and clinical standards and protocols in respect of the testing of proprietary medicinal products. Second directives was the approximation of provisions laid down by law, regulation, and administrative actions related to medicinal products. Other reason why we should have the quality control of medicines after they deliver it in the market is, and this table that is information from website of Food and Drug Administration. We have all the information for the date of recall of these medicines because they appear the problem in health of population. We have the date, brand name, product description, product type. I put in this table just only medicine because they haven't recalls of some supplements and some foods, but this is not my issue to discuss about that. And the reason of recall of these medicines. In this table, we are not, I didn't put all cases, but all medicines recalled for the reason of safety and effects in human health. Also, one other case that is in April 1st, 2020, Food and Drug Administration in USA saw the withdrawal from the market ranitidine medicines as these contain and nitrosodimethylamine cause cancer in patients. Nitrosodimethylamine during the storage in room conditions and duration of storage in the room condition can be the risk for health of patients. As long as there is no information about the duration of storage of these medicines, ranitidine is the best to withdraw these medicines from the market to ensure the health of patients. The level of NDMA is increasing during the storage in the room conditions and over time and can be the risk for consumers. Medicines are not ordinary consumers' products. Consumers are not able to decide when to use the medicines, which medicines to use, which dose, the benefits, risk, and the medicines are not totally safe. Healthcare professionals even have no capacity to take informed decisions about all aspects of medicine without special training and access for necessary information. Production of medicine distribution requires special knowledge and expertise. The use of ineffective, poor quality, harmful medicines can result in therapeutic failure, exacerbation of disease, resistance of medicines, and sometimes death of consumers or patients. This can undermine confidence of the healthcare system, pharmaceutical professionals, manufacturers, and distributors. Other problem is that poor quality of medicines diminish budget of country because it's money spent for ineffective, unsafe medicines from insurance scheme or from patients or consumers. What is the challenge of laboratory of quality control of medicine? The first challenge that must be faced by the control laboratory in control of pharmaceutical quality for safe and effective quality medicines are different, like techniques and methods that must be well defined and mastered by the laboratory staff, and this will be the last word of science. Strengthening the laboratory, which is fundamental feature that must be achieved in the conditions when working under time and cost pressure, using routine equipment of different levels by experienced staff. But we can mention in this slide that is important not only personnel but techniques, and these techniques should maintenance every year to have good results and secure results. Also, strengthening laboratory capacity is other point that should be should be emphasized in this presentation. Qualified personnel, periodic trainings, technical knowledge and experience should have one laboratory that can make good results and reliable results of quality control of medicine, ensuring and clarifying of competencies for all personnel. Everybody in laboratory should have very clear what is the responsibility, what are the competencies, and what should do during this laboratory for quality control of medicine. Evaluation and supervision in an adequate manner of the personnel undergoing training. Participation of laboratory staff in proficiency tests. Why? Because the proficiency test can evaluate the knowledges of staff and their ability to perform the quality control of medicines. Here is one scheme of quality system of control laboratory of medicines. That we have a quality management system that have their sampling, analysis, results, infrastructure, personnel that are have their impact for management of laboratory. Method using for this control reagents, and all these factors finally have the goal satisfied customer. Quality management scheme has on the top quality policies, have a quality manual that include all strategies using procedures, all information for equipment, for quality control laboratory, all information about the responsibilities and abilities of personnel, and the documents used for this quality management are international conference harmonization, is international standard operation, are documents of Organization of Economic Cooperation Development, are pharmacopoeia, different pharmacopoeia, European, British, US pharmacopoeia, and all documents and recommendation of World Health Organization. Quality management system is creation, implementation, and maintenance of quality system management, type of activities, range and volume of testing and validity, and verification, calibration of all equipments and other machines. Policies, systems, programs, procedures, and guidance, understandable, possible, applicable, quality manual available from laboratory personnel. Everybody in laboratory should have all information about quality management system and to have access in quality manual in laboratory. International collaboration, OMCS network, Official Medicines Control Laboratories network, which is cooperation in the field of medical control traded products for human and veterinary use, activities that are partially funded by the European Commission. This network, I appreciate so much because it's very good opportunity to exchange experience between laboratories and to get more information about the changing in pharmaceutical industry and about the methods using today for quality control of medicine. TAIEX, technical assistance and information exchange instrument, is the technical assistance and information exchange of the European Commission. TAIEX support public administration regarding to the approximation and implementation of EU legislation, as well as facilitating the exchange of EU better practices. It is mainly directed by the needs of the places and offer the right expertise. Conclusion. The role of the laboratory is very important for the quality control of medicines, not only for imported, but and for the country of medicines production, as we know that the quality of medicines depend from some conditions, depend from the storage condition, distribution condition, and from the adverse drug reaction that can cause in patients. People very often discuss for the efficacy of medicines, and this answer can give from the laboratory. One colleague before from Acibadem explained very well why what we need to know about the medicines using in the hospital is the case, about the dose of using, about the efficacy of medicine, about the effects of the medicine. Everything is happening during the using of medicines can get one answer from the laboratory. Is the problem is from quality of medicines or some other things that is not related to the laboratory, to the quality of control of medicine. Quality control of medicines has an impact on public health, and this requires a very qualified staff and proper equipment and laboratory building according to the technical conditions for analyzing medicines. Thank you for your attention.